High top sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's high top sports, baby.
Let's get it. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports. Nothing better than a little a morning show to get your day started. Obviously, I mean, look, we've talked a lot about Lane, and we're going to continue to talk a lot about Lane. And I feel like I thought this week would slow down, but as each day gets closer to what is now being known as D-Day, if you will, in this college landscape, it hasn't been called that. I just called it that. It just, you get a little more uneasy, you get a little more confident, you don't know how to feel in the situation. And last night we had Ben from Ole Miss on 3, and was great, a great time. But he said a lot of things that piqued my interest that I wanted to talk about some more. After you sleep on it, you digest it a little bit, you go, man, are we too drunk in the Kool-Aid? I've done this. I've lived there. When you want something bad enough, you'll believe whatever you want to believe, and you'll tell yourself what you want to tell yourself, right? And I told y'all that I myself would try to do a better job on trying not to get sucked in to that part of it. It's easy to do that. It's fun to do that. I know myself as a fan and just complete wild maniac can just be extremely all in on something and make it sound like it's the best thing in the world. But we don't need that right now. Let's just, once it happens, then we can do all that, right? This is way too big to be sold in. So he brought up some good points last night about Lane, and somebody who's been married to Lane for 6 years now that knows Lane better than all of us, right? We know the tidbits of Lane. We know the highlights of Lane. We know the huddle version of Lane, right? But Ben gave us the full synopsis, the breakdown, the late nights, the arguing, okay? The pushing against the wall. He gave us the toxic side. And I want to dive into it a little bit. We'll talk Heisman. We do that every Tuesday. We'll see where it's at. We got one game left. Can there be a dark night that swings in from the clouds and wraps this thing up? I don't think so, but we'll talk about that. Brian Kelly saga is just, it's in mayhem. It's in complete shambles. And you see this, and it's like every sign points to how can you go to LSU with this toxic situation? But after the conversation with Ben, I go, maybe it's a match made in heaven. I don't know. Then National Signing Day is right around the corner. Next Wednesday, we will be live from 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or something like that until gosh knows when. And those days they've been pretty good for the last couple of years. And I believe with whatever happens on Saturday, Friday with this hire could really blow up this National Signing Day. We really do. So we're going to talk about that. You know what you should do. You should smash the like button, subscribe. This show is brought to you by, of course, Prize Picks. We thank them dearly for sponsoring this show. We'll get to be reviews later on in the show if you guys are looking to get thirsty. Cody the Prof. Going to the show. Big fella, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Pretty good. You piqued my interest when you said toxic relationship.
Yeah. Cody gets all fired. That's what he loves. Lane. Like, it doesn't matter what I tell him. He's all in.
Let me tell you this. Here's the problem with two toxics. Two toxics equal domestic violence. You gotta have one in the relationship that kind of is level-headed. That's what makes those work. You can't have full crazy Tornado Tiffany and then a full crazy, Katrina Cody just going at it. You gotta have one that's level-headed, because is
that what makes you me work so well?
Absolutely.
That's a good point. I thought you were going to say two negatives equal a positive. That's where I thought we were.
Never. Not in any way is two negatives.
Not in that scenario. And that's why Lane and Ole Miss have worked out.
And two right turns don't make a left turn. Okay. So listen, I think LSU thinks they want Lane Kiffin. But I don't think it's a good match. I don't think it's a good match. I think it's more of a match for him to Florida. I think the fans are kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy, but I think where we are at now, we just need a win. You know what I mean? We just need a win.
We do, and I think that's where we're at. We'll get into the Lane stuff here a bit more and talk about what Ben had to say last night. That really piqued my interest and see where we're at with it. I do want to talk Heisman as our last, I would say not our last opportunity, but again, we've been consistent on talking about it weekly, and I want to continue with that. The odds as of now that I'm looking at, Fernando Mendoza -125. That seems all but locked for Fernando Mendoza. Then Julian Sands +400. Jeremiah Love, who has been climbing up the ranks, +450. And Diego Pavie, +550. Those are the two names that I'm watching this weekend. But Julian Sands got a great opportunity too. Everyone sitting behind Fernando has monumental moments that could happen. It's outside of Jeremiah Love. They're not playing anybody that you need to write home about. But Diego, playing Tennessee. Could they put on an absolute show? Some things happen in front of them. They make a playoff. I mean, that's what you want in your Heisman moment, right? Like this could be where it's stolen, and we could have some excitement for the Heisman. The chances it happens, I don't know. If there's a guy that can come in and steal it, it's got to be Diego Pavio. People are arguing Marcel Reed playing Texas. There's just nothing there. They can win, lose, or draw. It doesn't affect anything for what Texas A&M is going to do. And it's just not a do or die situation like it's going to be for Diego. You know what I mean?
Who's Notre Dame play this weekend?
I don't know. Someone just said that
Who's
the
their big
college football playoff
arch rival?
has killed the Heisman. How so?
Nah, I don't know about that.
Oh, they
I
play
don't know about
Stanford.
that.
They play Stanford.
Stanford, that's their big rival for
Yeah.
rivalry week.
Well,
Yeah, well,
so you got to understand, some games don't, like, not every team, because
love.
like Miami plays, like
They
play
should have
some,
done the Miami game at the end. Notre Dame,
well,
Miami.
Notre
That's a
Dame
good rivalry.
USC is kind of their rival, right? Like, I think about it, like Texas plays Oklahoma. Like some of these teams play their big rivalry in the middle of the season. Like they create those.
Yeah.
Not everybody
yeah,
has
yeah.
this big, because there's so many that happen at the end of the year, right? Like Georgia
Yeah.
Tech. I mean, that's not really a rivalry game. It's just it's exciting this year, but usually it's looked at as like a walk on, right? So, it's just it is what it is. I wouldn't get too caught up into that, but yeah, I just don't see Jeremiah Love being able to steal it from there. But Diego playing, I mean, think about it, Tennessee Vanderbilt has never really been that too exciting, right? Up until this year, but
Yeah, but if he goes off in a Tennessee game, it's at Tennessee, isn't it?
I don't know where it's at. But yeah, I mean, look, that's I think for the excitement of the Heisman, nothing against
And they
Fernando. I think
sneak-
he's done a phenomenal job, but man,
and
I
they
would love.
sneak into the playoffs, and Vandy sneaks into the playoffs somehow.
You know, you gotta wonder if that gives him some points, right?
Yeah. Is this the worst Heisman ever?
I can't speak confidently on that. I don't know. Let me look at
It's
past
got to
Heisman
be,
winners.
right? It's got to be the worst Heisman ever. Has to be.
Is it? I mean,
Bro. We're talking a quarterback from IU. And
yeah.
I'm from here.
So Travis Hunter last year was obviously, I think, one of the more exciting ones for sure.
Iconic.
Jaden
yeah.
Daniels ran away with it. Caleb Williams
Yep.
ran away with it. Bryce Young ran away
Yep.
with it. Devontae Smith, that was a fun one. Joe Burrow was an iconic one. Kyler Murray, I can't remember. Baker Mayfield was electric. Lamar Jackson was electric. Derrick Henry was sensational going back to 2015. Hold on. I just had the quick. Yeah, I don't know. Not looking so good, is it? Marcus Mariota was great from Oregon. Jameis Winston, then Johnny Manziel, then RG3, Cam Newton. Holy shit.
It's the worst one.
Oh my gosh.
What year was the last one you read off?
Cam Newton was 2010. It was Mark Ingram before that, Sam Bradford before that, Tim Tebow before that, Troy Smith before that, Reggie Bush before that. So for the last 20 years, I just gave you names that when you think of, you go, ooh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Not Mendoza from IU.
you know what Fernando Mendoza reminds me of? And this might be a bad take, because I was too young to remember. Like I gave the helmet to Jason. Was the Jason White 03 Oklahoma? That's a year that I just, I don't remember. Before that was Carson Palmer, another great name. Eric Crouch from Nebraska. Chris Winkie from Florida State. Ricky Williams, 98. Charles Woodson, 97. Danny Warfel, 96. Eddie George, 95. Charlie Ward, 93. Gino Toretto. That's what the name's saying right there. Miami.
Yeah.
Golly.
This is the worst one in 25 years.
Unless Diego comes in and wins it. Because then it fits that kind of, it's not exactly Manziel Baker-ish, but I would put him in that category.
With doing what he does, with doing what he's doing with what he has, I guess so, yes.
Yeah, I think that it would be in there for sure.
Boy, we have had a fall off in elite freshmen that kind of had a big sophomore slump. Think about our Heisman list before. Sellers, Lagway,
and look,
Jeremiah
maybe that was the
Smith.
problem, right? We had that was an awful list. Like what we to be fair, we kind of we painted the picture at the beginning of the year. The reason why I was
they're fun players to watch too.
No, I know, but my point is there's only been Bryce Young and Caleb Williams were sophomores, but Caleb Williams was kind of a special breed. Obviously, it has Manziel as a freshman. He wasn't a freshman. Tim Tebow was your first sophomore to win. That's right. Okay, then Sam Bradford was a sophomore. So we've had more sophomores since then. I don't remember Jameis being was Manziel a freshman?
Yeah, I think he had a big freshman year. Won the Heisman.
Saying Jameis Winston was too. Oh, but they're a red shirt. Has an asterisk by it.
Redshirt freshman.
Yeah. Okay. Redshirt freshman. Okay. So
Yeah.
still sophomore.
It's tough. It's tough to say, but this is definitely the most boring.
But what I was saying was at the beginning of the year we talked about, and the reason why we said this, like why Florida and other teams can have some advantages, because other teams lacked the senior experience. Right? We looked around the league, and it's like, man, there's a lot of young quarterbacks in there. That's why Garrett Nussmeier was our true leader. Like, we thought it was Garrett's to lose. And in a way, I mean, I guess it kind of still was. But we weren't looking anywhere else because Jeremiah Love obviously was in there, but he lost it week 1. Like, first 2 weeks of the season, he didn't exist. And so then he went away.
Even how great the Ole Miss back is, right? Like,
Kawando's kind of burst on the scene late.
Well, and another thing, too, is his run style, like, he's just kind of a tank. Like he just, it's 5, 6, 7 yards and then he falls down. It's not like it's
big
not
burst.
Ricky Williams, Adrian Peterson, Reggie Bush type like wowza plays. Really we haven't had a guy like that this year. That just you turn the tape on and it's just like off the Richter scale.
Yeah, just. I mean, that's 100% it. Like, think about guys like look, Ryan Williams from Alabama fell off this year. Jeremiah Smith's had a good year. Like, I don't think he's like, we can't really knock Jeremiah Smith. I think there's product of the environment.
Quarterback.
It's part of
quarterback.
Part of that situation out there. But yeah, I mean, Ginty was must watch TV last year. Travis Hunter was must watch TV last year. Diego is fun, but is he must watch TV? No, he's had a lot of quiet, boring games. Now, if we go back and I look at these guys like Jane Daniels and Johnny Manziel, I'm sure they had quiet games too. Like, obviously, as years go on, we forget about the low moments and it's just highlight reels in our head, right? That's who we remember of Johnny Manziel. I don't remember Johnny having quiet season. That was one of the most iconic seasons of all time. Like, if I could go back and relive a football season, it would probably be, as a Gator fan, I know you guys aren't going to like this, obviously, outside championships, because that doesn't really count. Just fun season to watch. That Johnny Manziel season was special. And I put that Joey Burrow season second. Like, just that team was incredible to watch. Like, genuinely, just really fun to watch. Yeah, and Q, like, nobody has an aura. Like, I realized this the other day. When I was younger, I keep aging myself.
Like, think about this. Think about how great Dalvin Cook was. Like, electric. Cat, every time he touched the ball, you held your breath. And where's that at?
Jalen Ramsey, too. I mean, I hated it, but I loved watching Jalen Ramsey play, dude. He was fun, man, in college. Caleb Downs was fun to watch last year. Again, I think just part of who they're playing in plays a huge factor. Harold Perkins wasn't what he was his freshman year. Colin Simmons was quieter this
Could
year.
have been a guy.
Sir?
Harold Perkins could have been the guy
God,
this
the
year.
guy.
He could have been the first defensive player in a long time since Charles Woodson / I guess
Travis
if you
Hunter.
put
Hunter
Travis
won.
Hunter 50-50
Yeah.
to win one.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to with all that, but
Diego's Mama's must watch.
yeah.
That's terrible.
You cut my thought off. I forgot where I was
I'm
going.
sorry,
with
bub.
that. No, it's good. It's good. This could probably be the best take of the year. But Christian McCaffrey was electric in college too.
Yeah.
That's another good one that was fun to watch. Oh, someone said something about the portal ruining the Heisman. Yeah, I don't know if there's a development issue where, I mean, all those things play a huge factor where, because you usually build on your freshman campaign, right? That usually carries over into a Heisman. When you think about these guys, Travis Hunter, right, had worked up to this moment there. Jalen Daniels worked up to it at LSU, right? Caleb Williams won it at USC, but built on it at Oklahoma and went with his coach. It wasn't like he just left Oklahoma. So a little bit different. Bryce Young built on an Alabama. Devontae Smith built on an Alabama. Joey Burrow was I would say the outlier, right? Because he just kind of just showed up and just, here I am. Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, both back-to-back Oklahoma quarterbacks. Crazy there. Lamar bursted onto the scene. Derrick Henry kind of worked his way up. Marcus Mariota grew into that role there. Johnny, again, a different type of breed that just built into it. Cam Newton was another fantastic one that just bursted onto the scene and was electric to watch. Again, Diego is close to that. I think Jeremiah Love has been much better as of late to watch. But even going back to last year, man, like that Ohio State team, I turned it on to watch Caleb Downs play football and Jeremiah Smith play football. And maybe that happens in the playoffs. Maybe that's what it'll do. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, maybe there's just too much. Maybe because a season, I'm telling you, man, this season goes from like you're going to hyperspeed. The moment that this weekend ends, it's hyperspeed. We've got SEC championships. We'll have Heisman. We'll have the Navy game, and then it's playoffs. First of all, so sorry, it's these games, National Signing Day, championships, Navy game, whatever, Heisman at some point in between there, playoffs, portal, and still playoffs.
Oh, plus coaching carousel dipped in there.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Plus coaching nonsense. Yeah. There's just so much. It's just you can't even enjoy any of it because it's so chaotic. And again, these MVPs / Heisman trophies, they've always. I feel because like MVP in NFL, I've never really cared about. The Heisman has always had its own aura, and it's definitely lost it this year, to say the least. Because again, I think Fernando hasn't even cracked 3,000 yards passing yet.
It was set up. It was set up to be a good one, but we definitely had some. Oh, Michael Vick was much watched football. I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Golly, dude, he was a human joystick in college.
I wonder if it's because too. Again, like a lot of these cats, we've talked about it. The reason they have the great freshman year is because they kind of come in, nobody has any film on them. Teams are getting better. The quality around college football is improving. So you don't have these breakout just stars like you did it before because, again, a super athlete could really kind of take over a football game in college because of just, the levels of each team, what they brought to the table. But that's changing.
Yeah.
I think it's been more equalized, and that could be what the problem is. All right, let's get into it. Brian Kelly article came out that this thing you called it last week. I think that this thing was going to get heated up and go to the courts.
I actually did. Somebody said that I called it last week too. Let me find the comment real fast.
Oh, bro, it was 2 years at LSU. I was wondering.
El Guapo.
Shout out El Guapo.
Yep.
Always tuned in. 300 strong,
thanks.
boys. Smash the like button, subscribe.
Yeah. I called it last week because I knew this was happening. Okay, I know. I can smell a weasel a mile away, and Brian Kelly is definitely one of those. I knew he was not going out quietly. LSU, I put it on Twitter, and now I am in a heated debate with LSU fans. Not a heated debate, but they're basically just saying like I'm sticking up for Brian Kelly, and I'm not. I'm just saying you heard it here first at High Top Sports that this thing was gonna get nasty, and it is getting nasty. And you know what? A defamation case is gonna come, and they're gonna owe him $100 million. That's my prediction.
Yeah, and again, they're saying it's making it impossible. Yeah, he can't even go apply for other jobs right now.
No,
Not that he probably cares anyways, but that's besides the
they're
point.
they're threatening his livelihood.
Yeah.
That's how he pays his bills. I mean, I'm sure he's a multimillionaire, but you don't know what he's financially wrapped up in. I mean, he could be paycheck to paycheck. The guy's just trying to put food on the table for his kids. And LSU, corn dog smelling. LSU just trying to weasel. They're so poor. They signed the contract without the money. That's the problem. They paid Jack Pyburn to come over here. Maybe they should have took that $3 million they paid him and stuck it back into the BK fund.
What is interesting is that again, I know there's kind of some sarcasm there, but there could be like a living paycheck to paycheck. But there is some truth to that. I've learned that as I've gotten older, like, how do these rich basketball players and people lose money? Because they live their life as if they're making $8-9 million a year. So, nobody lives reasonable. The same reason why anybody is poor, because everybody tries to just push it to the envelope of living outside of their means. So if they make $9 million, their expenses are probably $7 million, right? And so they just continue to live like that, and a job like this can go from here to zero pretty quickly. And if you're making $7 million one month and not making anything the next month, you can dwindle down anything you have saved. I'm not saying that's Brian Kelly's case here, but if you're his lawyer, that's what the cards you're playing. That's the cards you're playing.
He's not getting paid is another thing. He's used to a paycheck coming in. He's not getting paid because it's in litigation if they want to pay him.
Oh, yeah, so all the money he's owed is just sitting there. Yeah. Yeah.
It's sitting there in an account. Maybe it's not. Probably in a children's hospital account. Probably is where it's at. Or the welfare fund. Somewhere. I mean, I don't know what they do in Louisiana.
Well, they lied about, because they're trying to say that they're trying to fire him for cause, that he did something wrong. Not that they just fired him.
LSU fans keep when the discovery comes out. Just wait. Bro, he's going to drag them through the mud. They fired him because he got in a shouting match with the AD about firing the offensive coordinator. He wanted to fire the offensive line coach. I mean, what are they doing there? How that's an appetizing job for anybody is very questionable.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, so again, they're lying about why he's being let go, which again, it's defamation, because you're making it seem like he's this bad guy that we fired for cause, which again, he's claiming he's like, whoa, and they're saying they didn't even fire him, which is crazy too. So that's where the defamation comes in. Real quick, Muddy says, glad for the podcast. Just got home from the ER. My daughter couldn't breathe last night. Had croup. Croup. I know what that is. That's a serious. Huh? Croup. Yeah, it's like a coughing thing. Ambulance running overnight to the ER. Says daughter loves it though. She loves the attention. Well, hopefully she's all good though. Ambulance rides can be fun if you're able to make it there and back.
It can be fun when that insurance hits. Whew, watch out. Those things are
okay.
expensive.
Just put it. Yeah. Just hey, BK's got it.
PK's got it.
No, it's not defamation yet. That's why Cody's saying that's what's coming next.
It's what's coming next.
If they're able to prove that there was no cause, then it's automatically a defamation case. So LSU better have cause, or it's immediately turning into okay.
Well, they've already said that. No, they've already screwed themselves. Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. They literally said, we don't know what we're firing him for, but we will find something to fire him for. Did they not? The governor said that, Shell.
Cody, you're always yelling at me. Oh, listen,
live TV. I'm not letting him off the hook.
Ben says Ole Miss has the ability to fire Lane for cause. We should ask him about that last night.
Oh, because of his contract. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the
They do. They have. But BK wasn't doing that. BK
Look at
was just
this.
coaching football.
Did he really?
By Marson, we ain't getting Lane. Huh?
Listen. Oh, he said we're getting Chip Kelly. I love it. I love it. Look, I respect it.
Chip Kelly.
At least somebody standing on some ground. That would be a
That
wild
cat
one.
just got fired.
That would be a wild one.
No, we're not getting Chip Kelly. Listen, if I'm the only one willing to stand up for Brian Kelly, I will be the beacon of light and let LSU know that they're not going to get away with this. I mean, what they have done to my client, BK, is just, it's unfathomable. He's been a college coach. He has changed lives of many young men, two including one on a sketchy tower at one point.
All right. You start off so good, and then you just go off the Richter.
I ruin it. I
Like,
know I ruined
you don't know when to shut up.
it. I know.
What is wrong with you? Shane was pissed
just
at Buddy
messed up
for
in
saying
there.
that. I imagine we're Shane and Buddy. Like, eventually that's what we're gonna be. Just two old dudes just yelling at each other, just bickering.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
Yeah.
But the
you
question
remember
is,
when you said that Billy Napier'd score more than 21, Shelton?
yeah, I think that rightfully, I think your Buddy and I have to be Shane in this equation now. I think
Whatever. Well, I am older, so I will be
I
in the village.
was more going for the hype comparisons here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's funny that he yelled at him. I would yell at you too for some nonsense like that. Because Shane's died on the hill of Lane coming.
Free BK.
You love how his son did that with t-shirt? You should wear a t-shirt next show.
Yeah. I might. Big fan of the guy.
All right, let's get into the
Changing
juice here,
lives out
boys.
here.
We had Ben from On 3 Ole Miss substitute Martha. Yeah, she would never yell at me. We had Ben from on Ole Miss on 3 last night. Made some great points. And I was talking to Cody before the show. I said, man, we keep referring to this whole situation as the hot crazy girl. And I go, are we so blinded by the boobs and the butt that we're not thinking logically here?
Love it.
Do we need to take a step back and make sure that we're making
No.
the right decision? Right? Because it's very easy when you're desperate, and it's been a while, that you will do anything to get a little piece. And then when you have post, clarity, you're like, well, maybe that wasn't the right move. And I had a little bit of post, clarity last night when Ben was talking. I was like, damn, man, like some people have brought it up in the chat. But I'm like, the chat don't know. This guy has lived with the crazy girl for 6 years. Now, could it be one of the situations where they're just mad because she's leaving, and so they want to just throw all their, all the negative out there? 100%. 100%. Anytime your current boyfriend's leaving, all of a sudden you got a laundry list of how bad this person is.
Yep.
But for 6 years, he was the greatest thing. Here's a clip that he said last night. Then we'll talk about it. Okay, Cody?
Cycle is a bunch of doubles being sold as homers. All right. And Lane Kiffin, if you treat it fairly and judge it based on just the numbers themselves, he hasn't won shit. And now he's about to be paid more than Kirby Smart. I'm just saying, like, the math ain't mathin' to me. And the least how I would have handled it is if it were me and he asked, what should I do? If you want to entertain other jobs, that's fine. But the whole point of the exercise is to get to this point, right? He always wants to win his own title. You've never been closer for your own title than right now. Single-digit wins away, and all you can focus on is what's next for you. I would have said to come out and go, I am committed to this Ole Miss football team until its season ends, whenever that is. If other schools want to wait, I can't control the calendar. It's not up to me.
So
yeah, but they don't. Here's the problem. This is the problem. When you've been living with the hot chick, you think you can go get another hot chick. just because you've been living with one, and
That
that
was-
might have been the greatest.
Bam!
That might have been the greatest. That might have been the greatest thing that you've ever had and ever will get. Okay,
That might have been it. That's a hell of a look because that's how they've been acting, right? It's like, look, like you've been sleeping on the chair. You've had a hot chick. Your ego, right? He's criticizing Lane's ego that I've done all this, and this is where, man, hold on, wait a minute. We talked about it last night, right? About like, hey, this ego that Lane has, and they're trying to play this like, oh, we're Ole Miss, you know, we're level headed. Nah, dog, y'all have an ego now, which is fine. Like, I'm not hating on it. Good for you. But now you all of a sudden believe that, and he said it, we deserve a seat at the table, and that's fine. But don't forget how you got to the table, and maybe when this shield leaves, you may think that, all right, the next hot chick's going to want to come here and they're going to be hot. Well, maybe that next hot chick, maybe she ain't so hot. She looks hot right now, but maybe it's a cheerleader effect. You said that this group, this cycle is a bunch of doubles looking like homers. Well, that chick looks hot because every chick around her is butt-ass ugly. You got a bunch of 2s surrounding a 5, right? So she looks like an 8.
Yep.
But when you pull that 8, that 5, or that 8, right, out of the group, boop, man, maybe she wasn't so hot. And Florida could be in the same boat. That's what I'm saying. This is what kind of piqued my interest with the Lane Kiffin thing.
I don't think so. I think you're dead wrong.
Oh, you think
Because
you think he got that ass? Okay.
Hold on. Who's the coach that they're going after if Lane Kiffin leaves?
Oh, Johnny Summer, sweet summertime.
My point exactly. Talk about a guy that ain't won nothing. That guy ain't won nothing. And then you have the audacity.
And you talk about paying Lane money. Y'all gonna pay John. Y'all gonna pay John. John ain't coming for free. John gonna be a top 10 paid coach.
Yes. And here's the thing. You have the audacity. After this man has built your program from the depths of hell, you were a dungeon troll. This guy did some serious cosmetic plastic surgery on you and made you somewhat lookable. Okay? And then you're going to get mad at the plastic surgeon when he goes and finds a new client to go fix up? Are you kidding me? Saying that you're not going to let him play, not let him coach in the playoffs? You ain't sniffed a playoff. You wouldn't even be close to a playoff without Lane Kiffin. You couldn't even fathom the taste of a playoff. And you're going to go and you're going to kick him to the curb because he found a new suitor that he wants to fix up? Who do you think you are? You're a nobody without Lane Kiffin. What has Ole Miss ever done without Lane Kiffin?
I thought you were going to ruin it. Why end it? Look at you. You're getting better. No curse words. Uh-oh. What he's cooking this morning. You see, got to keep him level-headed, though. Got to keep him because
Florida.
He's got to keep moving.
I'm going to tell you what Florida's thinking.
Look at deep breath. Deep breath.
She's hot. She a little crazy. But in the wise words of Cody, I can fix her. She'll be happy here with me.
You're not worried about it. You're not worried about it. You ain't worried about it. You ain't worried about a chicken wing.
No.
Because if I'm Lane, my response to we haven't won the big ones, well, because I haven't had the funding that every college that beats our ass every single time has. Yep. Now, I would counter that. It's like, well, you've lost some chinky ones. It's not like you've lost big ones either that have kicked you out of it. Well, they have too, though. Their big one this year was a hell of a loss to a hell of a roster at Georgia. Yeah. So he knows damn well that a coachless Florida team gave that Georgia team some threatening juice. Look, I at this point now, just because we always love a good pissing contest. Now I want to see who wins. Like I feel like hearing Ben, man, I'm like, man, I kind of Ole Miss they've gone through the ringer. Let's see if they've been chirping is true. The other part that I did think about, though, again, I think it's healthy to bring up of like, man, they have put a good staff together. Obviously, Lane's part of that. Charlie Weiss has been there since 2022. That's part of it. Does he come with Lane? Right? They're all in on their defense, on their DC, as being the next guy, as that guy being staff. When we talk about Lane, what do we talk about? What are our concerns? That the defense is ass. Like, you know what I mean? And I honestly, watch that Florida game, bro. We know what Lane did. I want to say Lane took his hand off the gas and was like, "Y'all go coach it then." And then he goes, "Give me that damn whiteboard. Give me that damn whiteboard, boy."
He took the script over.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because Pete Golden is a Mississippi guy, so that just they're thinking like he's going to be the savior, their defensive coordinator. Their defense hasn't been very good, and so they're like, oh, we're going to get the Mississippi guy to come and lend us to the promised land. He's gonna take us all the way. Well, as good a play caller as Charlie Weiss Jr. was, when it going got tough, who was calling the plays during that Florida game? Who had that play sheet? I ain't seen a play sheet before that from Lane.
You get me fired up.
He didn't have it. He had that Waffle House menu. He needed it fucking scattered, covered. Oh, sorry. Dropped the one. Scattered, covered, shredded, whatever. He needed all the fixings on them hash browns just to beat Florida.
The chat is undefeated, and I love it.
I'm ready for my beer.
Well, hold on. Sorry. Here's where'd it go? This is what I thought was crazy too. Ben talked all that shit last night about Lane. Then says I would gladly welcome him back home. I thought that was wild too. But they talk about Quidshawn, and he was pissed about Quidshawn, right? Leaving. Somebody wrote an incredible rap. We made the rap here at High Top Sports because that's what we do. We are now a music producing company as well as a beer reviewing / whatever. Listen to the rap. But the Quidshawn Judkins scenario is interesting because they mentioned it in the rap. You mentioned it now, like he was mad when Quidshawn left. Take a listen to the rap, though, because rap just hits. It's 30 seconds.
Yeah, they call you Lane Train, but you're missing the track. Kinda like pulling a jinx from a Pokemon pack. Speaking of a jinx, damn boy, your breath stinks. Coulda had a statue. Now the world is back to laughing at you. Finally found a place where you were picked, only to turn your back like Benedict, Kentucky, a game you shoulda won. Man, if only we had Quidshawn. Continuously called him out while you were the one we shoulda doubt. You love Twitter more than the win. Go on and sit and spin. Time to pack your sweater. Trinidad and Kiwan deserve so much better. Giving up a championship run for a program that beat Western Kentucky by 1. Enjoy bottom. Yeah, they call you.
Bro. We got an album coming out soon.
You know what I'm saying? Album coming out August 29th. Sorry for the wait. Yeah. So he again mentions the Quidshawn thing. Like you gave Quidshawn crap. Well, excuse me. Oh, an 80-year-old smoker. What happened when Quidshawn left, Cody?
Well, they weren't very good for a while.
Quidshawn won a national championship.
Yeah. And they couldn't run the ball last year. You dying? You need a beer?
Whew, I might.
You need a beer? Okay.
Banger song there, though, for you boys and girls. So, I don't know. I think, Ole Miss is checked out. Like, and that's what I can't. The bars though can't lie. The bars hit. Somebody wrote it on a message board, and I was like, well, let's make it real. And there we are. So it hits. It's not Martha's song, but it hits nonetheless. Sounds like G-Eazy. Yeah, I love G-Eazy. Share these songs in the Discord. Like, boys, we're trying to jam out. We do need. I'm making a Christmas album for my kids, and Cody's like, we're gonna put that on the album. Yeah, it's AI, boys. They don't miss. Incredible. Guys, 500 people in here. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Real quick before we dive into anything else here. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. That's Prize Picks. I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. Their new addition, their Stack'ems list. I was right last night. C-Mac had the more than half touchdown. He had more than 25.5 receiving yards. I continue to get it wrong with everyone else, but TT had his touchdown. I should have went with the touchdown instead of the yards, but I love the stock ability with Prize Picks. The only app that I know of that allows you to do that versus having to get spread thin. Be sure to check out that. Also, there's a new feature. Prize Picks now makes it as early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game is even finished. And on Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your teams pick misses. If you want the biggest payout, go for the power play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code HIGHTOP to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HIGHTOP to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Also, right now, check out hightopsport.com/shop. Right now, we're running a Black Friday sale all week long. The code SANTA. You get 20% off all orders. Cody, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm thirsty. DJ, spin that track.
Knows the brew. Hey. Knows the brew. Professor steps in with the foam in the air, got a brew in his hand and a confident flair. Hops so crisp, yeah, they make you care about the science in the bubbles, man, it's rare, so rare. Spinning facts like a DJ on the decks. Flavor profiles coming straight from the text. Sip, sip, analyze what's next. Break it all down with respect, no flex. Hey. High top
Sports Beer Review.
Hey.
Pour it up for the crew.
Sipping slow, what they do.
Coming to you live from Sun King Brewery. They have a brand new brewery down there in Sarasota, so you can go and try this. This is Defying Gravity. The wife actually picked this one out because it had a broom on it, and it's green, and those are her two favorite things. So this is a sour apple ale. Let's go ahead, take a big swig. Yeah, definitely not sour apple-ish, but definitely a sour, kind of like a hazy IPA or a sour IPA. If you're kind of into that, but a lot lighter on the bitter part, this is going to be right up your alley. Like I said, Sun King from Indiana, stretching their legs down to Florida. Go check them out down there at Sarasota. They got an incredible setup there at Sarasota.
Score?
Oh, that thing's probably like a 6.2. It's good.
Less than the beer yesterday?
No, the beer yesterday was a 6.7. Remember?
Yeah, I know. I said less than the beer yesterday.
7.2. This
Oh,
one's more.
7.2. Sorry, apologies. I thought you said 6.2. Apologies. Okay. $5. But Shelton, in the same breath, Ben said he would welcome him back. Great show last night. Oh yeah, this is a little bit earlier. Yes, he did. He did mention that too, which was crazy. Thank you. It was a great show. Ben was awesome. $5. Who is the consensus choice 2 through 4? Remember, we wanted Zook fired 24 hours after he was hired. Drink, Fish, Brom, Summer are all in that zone. That's a good point. We can talk about that a little bit before we move on to the next topic because we wanted to talk about that anyways. Go ahead.
Matthew J. Media. There is an Abita Purple Haze. I found one up here. So there's one. It's coming. It's in there. The wife is putting them in the fridge when I leave for work. So I don't know what I get. It's kind of fun. It's like a random drawing.
Swamp says, dang, Shelton, my Kiffin song you got is way better. I'll have to check it out. Did you email it to me? That one, I didn't write that song. An Ole Miss fan wrote it. So that was more of just like fun. But speaking of, look, I think that we haven't done a lot of probably have the best job of talking about what are the next options, and it's because we're fearful of what it could be, right? Like Ben said, that the hires aren't really going to knock your socks off here outside of that lane, and again, that's why I'm for me. And Florida's going to have to make a move quick. I would assume so. Like if things don't go the way they would like them to on Saturday, I mean they got to move quick. Whether and again, this is where things can get wild, and while National Signing Day could be even more exotic, is because Lincoln Riley's been tossed around. I haven't heard Lincoln as being like a viable option too, like in the sense that hey, this is where they're looking. I have heard Brent Key's name, which doesn't really excite me. I obviously continue to bring up Jed Fish, but here's
the thing with Lincoln, Turnkey already knows Lincoln. Lincoln knows Turnkey. They've already worked together. He's he left in the middle of the night with the star quarterback still on pads after the Big 12 championship. I know we've said it, but I would not put the X-nay on Lincoln Riley. And I think, listen, if you gotta make this hire within 24 hours. If Kiffin tells you no, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready on the gun. You gotta have Listen, you almost need, if you're Scott Strickland, you need 2 contracts signed right now. Like, you need whatever MOUs, MWPs, whatever you need. You need to have 2 of them signed. You need to have two horses, just in case one horse gets sick or doesn't show up. You got to have another one sitting in the stable, ready to run, like, immediately. Here's the thing also, Lincoln Riley has the number 1 class. I know it's some West Coast guys, but, I mean, could be a nasty national signing day if we get Lincoln Riley with the flips. I mean, it could be to epic proportions. I don't know how that works with NIL, with them being locked in with USC, but we'll see. Flips are happening. We've seen flips happen.
Yeah, I think it could be a wild one, just given, I mean, everything, the dominoes that would fall.
Yeah.
Like, if Lane leaves, the domino effect that happens from there is going to be mayhem.
And
Because think about it, LSU's got a great class. They're probably kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Obviously, Penn State's another factor. Again, if Lincoln leaves, if Sark leaves, but because they'll be out of the playoffs, like, does that? I mean, there's just so much chaos, and the portal could also be very exotic this year too. So it's going to be a hell of a 30 days. That's all that I do know when it comes down to it. But as for the second option, again, I it's tough because we're so infatuated with Lane. Like, where do you go? There is no name that's going to be sexy, and that's why I did that chart, because I'm like, okay, remove the sex appeal. Let's just go get what we,
The chart had better for Lincoln Riley, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but the thing I mentioned about Lincoln was just we have more history of who he is as a person, but I don't hate it. Look, 5 years ago, if you would have said we're getting Lincoln Riley, I would have kissed you. I loved Lincoln. I just don't like what he's done at USC thus far. And Pate talked about it on his show the other night, because I was waiting to see what he said about Lane, and he was like, they seem to be bought back in with Lincoln. And they're kind of like, he realized he made a mistake. Like, he kind of burned the first 3 years by not getting rid of Grinch on the defensive side of the ball. And they're kind of giving like a reset in a weird way. Like, they recruited his ass off. Like, this year's been a really good year. Like, if this was year 1 for USC, good year for year 1. In all reality, like, if you forget what he's done the last 3 years, so this was the start of year 1, it's good for him. Yeah, and again, that's why he's a Summerall, Stein. Like, those wouldn't be bad. I don't think Summerall's coming here, but I wouldn't mind a Stein. I wouldn't mind it. Again, it wouldn't be sexy, but I wouldn't mind a Power 4 coordinator to come in here and do the dang thing.
I think if you're Scott Strickland, you got to go get a big dog. I think
I'm aware.
I think he knows that he's got to go get a big dog. He's using turnkey. I think that all signs point to 2 guys that wear visors. One's out in California and one's at Ole Miss. And I think that's the only 2 hires that Scott Strickland is willing to make right now. I think we could see it get pushed back a little bit if those 2 guys say no. Then we're in like uncharted territory where we're kind of weighing our options, when you have to gather the boosters and say, listen, Lane Kiffin said no. Lincoln Riley said no. I know you guys were excited about that. Who's the guy that you guys are willing to fund? Because the money's got to come from somewhere. It comes from the boosters. Listen, turnkey has these 3 applicants. What do you guys think? What are you guys willing to fund? And those conversations are going to have to be had. That could push you back till Wednesday or Thursday. You could actually have, I would hate it, but you could actually have an announcement like late Tuesday night, just because of National Signing Day.
Yeah, it's going to be a chaotic couple of days, to say the least.
Because
Hopefully
we're thinking Friday night, Saturday morning for the Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin says no. You have to go to the backup plan. Backup plan says no. Now you're scrambling. Now you're into Monday. Now you're into Tuesday. Dude,
I don't think
tough.
backup plan says no. If you're turnkey and you're Strickland, you're only putting on this dog and pony show because it is Lane. You're not. Nobody else gets this type of like luxury. And I think if you're number 2, you're number 2. Personally, like, you have to be that honest. Like, hey, if shit goes haywire Saturday, you're getting the call and we're rock and rolling. Yes. Like, you have to be that. Like, it's no secret. It's everybody knows. So it's not that they can go in and be like, never mind. I think that you almost have number 2 have already signed up. It's like, hey, we're locked in. If things go haywire, we're dropping this into the bucket and we're going forward with it. So you can let them know. I don't know what you need. Go ahead.
That's what I was saying with the 2 contracts. You almost have to have 2 contracts written up, ready to go. I mean, this thing can't be like, oh, you want this at the last second. No, we need to rock and roll. We need a yes that you're coming if this thing doesn't work for us.
Yeah. Agreed. It's on your Expurrier edition. Okay. I'll take a look at it. Yeah. Let's talk about National Sign Day before we wrap this thing up here a little bit. Just kind of what we're again, I think like we've kind of alluded to it, that it's going to be a chaotic day. It has a potential to be a chaotic day, which they're always chaotic in their own way. We have a bias. We're looking to get some Oregon commits. Our guy at High Top Sports Oregon has been speaking to a few. They may come on during that day to talk about, just why they went to Oregon. Look, on National Sign Day, we cover everything. We cover all the big recruits. Like, we're not just biased to Florida, obviously. It's fun to watch all classes on whether they collapse or close on strong. Like, we're going to monitor all of it. So if you guys are here now watching us and a fan of everybody, we cover everything. So it's not just that it's, obviously we have our tendencies to be more Gator centric for sure, but we follow all of it. So we're pumped to have the Duck guys on if we can to talk about their reasons why they picked Oregon, why they lived out there. I think that'll be cool just to hear that insight from that side of the world anyways. But National Sign Day will be live all day long. It's a blast. We've done it the last couple of years. It's probably one of my favorite days to shoot with Cody, because it's, I don't know, it's very chaotic. We're kind of just to wait and see type of thing, and you don't know what you're gonna get. You kind of have the last couple of years, but I think this one has potential to be for just the sense of chaos and making content. I hope there's some crazy coaching changes that makes this thing fun, just because we'll be caught off guard the whole time, and that part's fun. But
yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff. Good show.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how many ex-Penn States end up at Virginia Tech too. We'll be keeping I think we need to keep a tally of that on National Signing Day.
Maybe work on that, Cody. Get a little whiteboard or something like that, or a graphic built for the boys.
I got the prof pad.
That's right. The prof pad's locked in. Almost 500 people in here, boys. If we get some more likes before we wrap this thing up, that'd be greatly appreciated. Again, Saturday we'll be at Suzaki Sushi in Gainesville, Florida. I think around 12 p.m. Doing a show there. So if you guys want to come by, see us, hang out, do all that good stuff, we would love to have you there. Be good. Have a great Tuesday. All right. Love somebody. Tell them you love and be thankful. It's the thankful week. We are thankful for all of you guys always hanging out with us, tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We love you. Y'all be good, be safe. Peace and love, baby.
This
hey,
is Cody.
lattes.
Sitting here with Miss Martha and her sweet
Cheers.
sister on the line and a cold one in my hand. Chat room done dragged her into this mess. It's Martha Mondays, baby.
Yo, it's Cody from High Top. Orange and blue in my vein. Got Miss Martha on the porch, twin sister on the phone, ringing again. 70 years young, but she still throw the horns up. Sipping craft while the Gators run the score up. Sweet tea and cold brew, orange and blue. Martha and Cody, what we finna do? Crack a can, rate it 1 to 10. Gator chomp on the porch, Martha Mondays again. This IPA tastes like a lawnmower's dream, but I give it 8.5 cause it's hoppy like the